The White House has issued a veto threat against a House Republican proposal that would provide aid to Israel while cutting funding for the IRS and excluding support for other national security priorities. The Office of Management and Budget criticized the GOP plan for introducing partisanship into support for Israel and failing to include humanitarian assistance for Gaza and aid for Ukraine and Indo-Pacific allies. The White House argued that the proposal breaks from bipartisan tradition and undermines global security efforts. The administration will continue to work with Congress on the supplemental funding request. The 30th APEC summit is set to take place in San Francisco, marking the first time the United States has hosted the event since 2011. All eyes are on the expected bilateral summit between U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping, highlighting the ongoing strategic competition between the world's two largest economies. APEC, founded in 1989, promotes regional economic integration with over 100 meetings a year in 21 member economies. However, divisions over international conflicts, such as Ukraine and the Middle East, may make drafting a final summit declaration challenging. China's Shenzhou 16 crew has successfully returned to Earth in good health after a 6-month mission aboard the Tiangong space station. The astronauts launched in May 2023 and completed their mission, marking a milestone for China's space endeavors. The Tiangong space station, China's response to the International Space Station, was assembled in low Earth orbit over 18 months and fully completed in late 2022. The replacement crew, Shenzhou 17, has already arrived at Tiangong to continue scientific experiments and spacewalks. China's space station remains a promising endeavor in the world of space exploration. In the midst of the Israel-Hamas conflict, a leaked document is causing controversy. The document allegedly outlines Israel's plan to send Gaza's population to Egypt's Sinai region. Israel's Ministry of Intelligence reportedly prepared the document, stating that before a ground offensive on Gaza, people from the northern region would be directed to the south. Egypt's Rafah crossing near southern Gaza would remain empty for easy access. While Israel claims it's a concept paper, both the Palestinian and Egyptian governments have criticized it, fearing a large influx of displaced people. Authorities in Australia have temporarily postponed the search for the body of a 55-year-old surfer believed to have been attacked by a shark in a known great white shark hotspot. Witnesses recounted a horrifying scene as the surfer was dragged underwater by the shark. Poor ocean conditions have hindered search efforts. The attack occurred in South Australia, with witnesses describing the shark as an utterly monster. The incident has shocked the local community, highlighting the dangers associated with surfing in the area. An Israeli airstrike targeting a Hamas commander in Gaza's densely populated Jabalia refugee camp has resulted in catastrophic damage and a significant number of casualties. Eyewitnesses described apocalyptic scenes with multiple missiles causing destruction and loss of life. The exact casualty figures are not yet clear due to a communications blackout in the area. The Israel Defense Forces claim to have targeted a Hamas commander responsible for a previous attack, while Hamas denies his presence in the camp. The situation highlights the ongoing civilian toll in the conflict. The UK's landmark AI summit at Bletchley Park, attended by leaders from political and tech spheres, aims to establish international agreements on ethical AI development. Participants include Tesla's Elon Musk, Microsoft's Brad Smith, and Google DeepMind's Demis Hassabis. The summit focuses on frontier AI models, addressing misuse and loss of control risks. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak seeks to attract tech investment while addressing labor displacement concerns. However, some groups argue it lacks inclusivity, and concerns about AI safety persist, especially among smaller enterprises. In a significant development, the Rafah border crossing to Egypt has opened, allowing hundreds of foreign passport holders and the wounded to leave Gaza. This comes after the October 7th Hamas attacks on Israel. The list of approved foreign passport holders, including at least 5 Americans, has been released by Gaza's Hamas-controlled Interior Ministry. However, concerns persist about the evacuation of the roughly 400 American citizens stranded in Gaza, with some expressing frustration at the lack of communication from the American Embassy and the U.S. State Department. Ambulances have started carrying wounded Palestinians into Egypt for medical treatment. The Rafah border crossing had been closed to people until now, with only aid convoys passing through. The situation in Gaza remains dire, with a significant number of casualties and an ongoing internet blackout. The spokesman for Yemeni Armed Forces, General Yahya Saree, announced that they had launched a significant number of ballistic and cruise missiles, along with drones, targeting various locations in the occupied territories of Palestine. This operation, the third in recent weeks, demonstrates Yemen's continued support for the Palestinian people in Gaza. Saree pledged further precise missile and drone attacks unless Israeli aggression ceases, emphasizing the Palestinian people's right to self-defense and their full rights in the ongoing conflict.